Hello, today we're going to learn how to use a random number table. Now in the back of your textbook there is a random number table available for you. You can also find them online. However, for today's lesson they will all be in the notes themselves. So the first thing I want you to do is take out the notes from Friday, and we're going to continue the back of them at number 4. So let's look at the first example. So this is number 17, the textbook exercises in the back of chapter 10. In the chapter's example, 20% of the cereal boxes contained a picture of LeBron James, 30% Danica Patrick, and the rest Serena Williams. So that means you got to find out the percentage for Serena Williams, and we can subtract 20 and 30 from 100% to get 50% for Serena Williams. Suppose you buy 5 boxes of cereal. Estimate the probability that you end up with a complete set of pictures. Use the following random numbers to run your 20 simulations. Okay. Typically, a random number table will be a bunch of numbers written in order. So what we just did is we got 5 random numbers here, 5 numbers here, 5 numbers here, and so forth. So these are going to be our 20 trials. Before you do anything, we need to design our simulation. Okay, so we need to start off with a plan before we do any kind of simulation. Meaning, we got to assign the digits 0 through 9 as outputs for certain things in the simulation. Because these are nice percentages, 20%, 30%, and 50%, we're going to assign 20% is going to be 2 of the digits, 30% is going to be 3 of the digits, and 50% is going to be 5 of the digits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by letting 0 and 1, you can choose actually any numbers that you want, but I'm just going to start at 0. 0 and 1, that's going to be a box that has LeBron James. Back. LeBron James. It's a little hard to write with a stylus pen. Okay, I'm also going to let, since there's 30% Danica Patrick, 2, 3, and 4, the next 3 numbers are going to be represented by D for Danica Patrick. And the remainder, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, are going to be Serena Williams. What you're going to do now is take the time, not Williams' son, haha, Williams, Serena Williams. We're going to take the time to find out how many of these simulations, of these 20 boxes of 5 essentially, that you buy, contain at least one of each. So you have to have a complete set of pictures. So there needs to be an L, a D, and an S in these. So just as an example, the first 5, I'm going to find out which pictures are included in these 5 boxes. So 8 is assigned to Serena Williams, so I'm going to put an S. 1 is assigned to LeBron, so I'm going to put an L. 6 is assigned to Serena, so S. 1 is assigned to LeBron, and 7 is to Serena. Now, I do not have all 3s. For instance, I don't have Danica here. So this is not going to be a complete set that has all pictures in it. So take a moment. Let's pause the video now. I want you to each to write down all of the assignments from the simulation for L, D, and S for each of these 5 sets of boxes for all the remainder 19 simulations. So go ahead, pause the video now and see if you can do that. Okay, so you should have had S, D, D, S, S. You should have had S, S, L, L, S. S, S, D, D, S. S, S, D, S, S. So none of those first 5 sets of boxes actually had a complete set. So the next row we start off with S, 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 D, D. S, D, S, S, S. And then we have S, D, D, L, D. And here's our first complete set. Okay. The next one is D, S, S, D. We have S, D, 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 D. And next row we have S, D, S, S, S. And then we have SLDLL. Oh, there's another complete set. That's an S. And then for the 67754, it's SSSD. No complete set there. SSDSL. There's a complete set. SSDDS. LDSDS. DDDDL. LLLLD. Hey, look at that. That's kind of cool. And LDDSD. So there's a complete set. LSSSD. There's a complete set. So, out of those 20 simulations, 5 of them ended up with a complete set. So let's calculate that percentage. 5 out of 20. And that gives me... Oh, sorry. There were 6 of them, weren't there? Let's go back to this one right here. 6 of them. So 6 out of 20 is 30%. Okay. Forgot to circle that first one on the bottom row. Okay, so 6 of them, of the simulations of 20, ended up with a complete set of pictures. So what we're going to write for conclusion is something like this. Based on the random number table, there is a 30% chance, go back, that 5 randomly selected boxes end up with a complete set of pictures. Oh. Okay, and there's my conclusion. Okay, so based on the random number table that we have here, now keep in mind that different random tables are going to give different results. Okay, but based on this random number table, there's a 30% chance that 5 randomly selected boxes end up with a complete set of pictures. Okay. What I want you to do as part of your assignment is I want you to complete number 5. Okay, complete number 5 as part of your assignment tonight. So for now, we're going to skip that while the next classwork assignment is passed out. So pause the video now, write down anything you need to, and then receive the next worksheet. So this one's going to be assignment for tonight. So let's look at this next worksheet. It's more practice with numbers tables. For each of these situations, we're going to describe a simulation that could be used to answer the question. We're going to use the included portion of the random digit table to conduct 5 trials and report your estimated answer to the question. Okay. So, for number 1, we're given Sugar Bomb cereal is included in Sherlock Holmes action figure in each including a Sherlock Holmes action figure in each box during a promotion. Claire plans to purchase boxes until she has all 5 action figures. How many boxes should she expect to buy if each figure is equally likely to be in the box? So, first we need to do is describe how we're going to use a random number table. Now we have a total of 5 different action figures, and each equally likely to be picked. So we got to assign the digits 0 through 9 as each different action figure. And we don't know exactly what they're called, so we're going to let the figures be called A, B, C, D, and E. So we're going to let figures, and then for this example, just to demonstrate you can do things differently, I'm going to let A be represented by 1 or 2. B is going to be found by 3 or 4. C is going to be 5 or 6. D is going to be 7 or 8. And then E is going to be 9 or 0. So we're going to go through this random number starting at the very beginning. This is a random number table starting at a random spot. Will be the 73184. We're going to go through and determine whether or not we have action figure A, B, C, D, or E. So first one is 7, so that's action figure D. Now don't forget, we can have repeats here. Repeats are allowed. 3 is B. 1 is A. 8 is D, so that's a repeat, that's okay. So far we have 4 boxes and we don't have all 5 yet. 4 is B. 9 is E. 5 is C. Okay, notice now I have A, B, C, and D, and E. So right there is the conclusion of the first full set of 5 action figures. And notice we have 7 different boxes. Okay, so for trial 1, I'm going to indicate this on the side. For trial 1, we ended up having 7. So we just got to find out how many we get, how many it takes to get to a full set in the next trial. Now what we want to do with these random number tables, because they're random, you can keep going from where you started off, what we ended up. You don't want to go back to the beginning and redo it again. Obviously you're going to have different results. You also don't want to go to a random place like, for instance, here and start there. You want to try and keep it as consistent as possible. Okay. And the reason why you don't go to a random spot is because you are intrinsically biased towards certain things. So you might go to a certain location and it wouldn't be completely random anymore. So I'm going to continue on with the 907. Okay, so 9 is E, 0 is E, 7 is D, 0 is E, then I have C, I have A, and D, and E. Now notice I have A, I have C, D, and E, I don't have B, so I'm just going to keep going until I find B. So 5 is C, 1 is A, 0 is E, so we have 2 E's in a row. 2 is A, 8 is D, and 3 is B. There we get our B. Okay. See how many times it took, how many trials it took for that one. So we have 10 here, plus 3 and 2 makes you 15. So 15 boxes for the second trial to get a complete set of 5 action figures. So go ahead, we're going to pause the video now, and I want you to find out the remaining 3 trials. Okay, continue on. You should have BDB, CAAE to have a complete set after 7 boxes. Then going on to the 4th trial, we should have D, E, D, D, C, E, 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 D, E, A, and then D, D, B to finish off the next one, which has 14 boxes. Okay. And then our last trial, C, C, E, B, B, D, 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 A. And that concludes the last one, which gave us a total of 9 boxes. We're also going to take an average here, so notice the average of the trials. If you add up the 7, the 15, the 7, the 14, and the 9, we get 52. Divide that by 5, I get 10.4. So, what that means is our conclusion is going to look like something like this. Claire should expect to buy, on average, 10.4 boxes of cereal. To obtain all 5 action figures. Notice I am using 10.4, not the rounded value of 10, because when you're using averages, you should probably give the exact value that you get for the average. Okay. So, on average, Claire should expect to buy 10.4 boxes of cereal. Does that mean she has to buy 10 in order to get there? No, right? So that just means on average. She could get it in the first 5. She could get it after maybe 30 boxes. You never know until you actually do it. Okay. So pause the video now, write down anything you need to before going on. Okay, so as part of your assignment, I want you to do number 2 as well. So the last example in your notes, and number 2 I want you to do as part of your assignment for tonight. Okay, so what I want you to do for number 2 is describe how you're going to be assigning the values. Now for this one, I want you to treat each row, okay, because I'm telling you to do this, I want each row to be counted as a different trial. So we have 3 trials. Each row is going to be a different trial. So once we reach 12 points in the first row, we're going to jump ahead, start the second row in 8, 7, 7, 3, 6. Once you get to at least 12 points in that row, we're going to go to the row, in the last row, 7, 6, 4, 8, 8, and so forth. Okay. So I want you to do the last example in your homework, in your notes, and this example right here is part of your homework tonight. Okay. We will go over them at the beginning of class tomorrow. Right. Pause the video, rewind if you need to see anything that you might have missed. And I will see you tomorrow in class.